Hi, I'm Merrick D'Amato.
And I'm...
welcome back to Mindbreakers. Today we got an H.P. Lovecraft one for you.
Hey, come on, man. I was going to say something. I was going to do my intro.
Sorry, you were too slow. You always take too long, so this time...
I was going to say something.
Well, tough. We got, from 1992, The Unameable 2, The Statement of Randolph Carter.
Unameable, just like me. I can't even name myself.
I'd like to point out that The Unameable and The Statement of Randolph Carter are both two entirely unrelated H.P. Lovecraft stories.
Are they actually?
Yeah, The Unameable is an H.P. Lovecraft story.
Well, yeah, I knew that The Unameable was one, but The Statement of Randolph Carter is also one?
Yes, I know it's not very good.
Actually. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
It's not very good, because it's not in my Necronomicon.
Oh, it's not.
The best weird tales of H.P. Lovecraft. It doesn't make the grade.
Of course.
The Unameable does, though. The Unamable's in there.
I mean, Randolph Carter, he's been practicing his combos and everything for Evo. He's been, like, on it for months, you know. He still can't break top 8, so...
So, Unameable 2, Statement of Randolph Carter.
Character.
It's got a 5.1.
Uh-huh.
We actually reviewed the first one so long ago. Episode 44. Uh-huh. And this is what?
And ever since then, he's been pushed for SummerSlam in terms of the sequel.
And, that was episode 44. This is episode frickin' 281. So it's been a long time.
Okay.
It's been a long time. Many years.
It's been steadily decreasing in popularity for decades.
Yes. The
when
last
did it come
out? 92.
92? Okay.
The last H.P. Lovecraft film we looked at was the fantastic Colors Out of Space.
Yeah, it was awesome.
This one actually notably features some actors that we know of.
Really?
Those being John Rhys Davies.
Yes.
Amazing. We love that guy.
Mm-hmm. He's real good.
He's twitching because my axe is embedded in his nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
he's real cool.
The legendary David Warner.
Yes, he's a good man.
You want to marry my daughter, detective, and help me to destroy Gotham. He is the voice of Ra's al Ghul. Also other actors who we've never heard of and don't really matter. Let's watch The Unameable 2. The Statement of Randolph Carter.
The undying franchise, I would think. It will never stop. Never stop, never stopping.
It had waited for centuries, feeding on the dead. Foretold in a book of blood. Foreseen only by the few who dared.
You know about this. You haven't the faintest idea what forces you've stumbled on.
Something unearthly. Something unstoppable. Something unspeakable.
Oh my God.
H.P. Lovecraft's The Unameable 2. The Statement of Randolph Carter.
Oh, great. It's a bitch.
Okay, so once again, her name is Elida.
Elida.
That's not Unameable.
Well, okay, because it's talking about, like, the monster. Like, the actual, like, presence, the monster not being nameable.
And they refer to the monster as Elida all the time.
No, not really.
Yeah, they do.
It's like, it's mostly like, no, it's... Okay, because it's because the thing has been attached to Elida so long, it's kind of part of her, so it's like, yeah, here's here's Elida, and then here's the monster, who is, like, also, like, it subsists off of Elida. I don't know.
So, my first criticism comes really, really fast.
Okay.
Because you see the title screen, and it has, like, 3 or 4 different fonts in the title.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. It looks like...
And it's already...
What it reminds me of?
What?
You know what it reminds me of, honestly? It reminds me of, like, old school PC games. Like, PC game titles. Yeah. It's like they have, like, 6 different, like, fonts for it and everything. Like, the 2's in a different font. The
Phantasmagoria 2...
A Puzzle of the Flesh.
Phantasmagoria is a font, 2 is a font.
Yeah.
Puzzle of the Flesh is its own font. It's the same thing, because the Unameable, with the that's one font. The 2 is a different font. H.P. Lovecraft is another font, and the Statement of Randolph Carter is another font.
Exactly.
It's weird.
It's kind of like, yeah, Phantasmagoria to A Puzzle of the Flesh has that exact problem. I feel like also, like, some of the old, like, Monkey Island games have that.
Well, at least the Monkey Island games are also classics, so it kind of...
Right.
You can forgive
but
a
I mean,
lot.
some do it better than others, right?
Right.
Exactly. So, we start off with where the last one left off, I assume?
Yeah, they're being rushed to hospital. Well, Howard's being rushed to hospital. Howard's still around. I remember we didn't like Howard.
Yeah, Howard's kind of lame.
Randolph Carter's still around.
Boring. He's still a bit boring in this one, too.
Yeah, he's not that... He's smart, but he's not interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Then, yeah, freaking... what's his name? Carter's freaking the titular character, Randolph Carter.
Hi, I'm Randolph Carter. Yes, I know. I've read your statement. Ha.
God, fuck. Title drop. But it's like, yeah, he's over there and he's like, oh, hello. So where is he going? He's going to hospital. It's like, oh, okay. And what of the others? It's like, yeah, just straight up dead and everything. It's like, have you seen the monster? It's like, no, it's not here anyway. Also, what monster?
Also, he's like, I never saw the monster. I think he did in the last movie?
I think he did also, yeah.
I think he legit saw the monster.
Yeah, and, like, the cops ask him... Yeah, it's true, like, the cops ask him, it's like, so it's like, what did this? He's like, oh, I have no idea and everything. But he, like, ends up finding the tunnel system and everything where the monster escaped through. And he doesn't tell the cops about that neither. He's just kind of like, oh, yeah, something killed all these things. Who fucking knows? And leaves it at that, you know?
So they're in his dorm. Randolph Carter's in his dorm, and it's too big a dorm, I think. Because it's this fancy room with a fireplace and everything.
It's a set. It's an obvious set.
He's obviously at Miskatonic.
Yeah. I would consider, I don't know, I would say Miskatonic is kind of a big place that would look like a set.
Well, I know Miskatonic's a big place that would look like a set. I don't doubt this dorm is here. I doubt that this student is allowed to use it.
Well, I mean, he is supposed to be kind of established, no?
I guess.
He's done things, I assume?
He's talking to his friends, one of whom looks like a jock. The other one is a guy with long hair who kind of looks like either that guy with one leg from Darkman. Oh, no, the guy who uses the crazy guy who uses the fake leg machine gun from Darkman.
Yeah.
Or possibly, do you remember Rock and Rule?
Yeah, of course I remember.
Do you remember Stretch?
Oh yeah, Stretch was awesome.
Looks like Stretch as a human.
Yeah. He's fucking rad, dude. The guy, the glasses, the long hair, fuck yeah.
So they
fucking Rock and Roll. I haven't thought of Rock and Roll in so long.
Rock and Roll is such a good movie.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
No,
But yeah, so like that guy
no
honestly,
Santa Claus, no Tooth Fairy, and no Uncle Mikey.
Wow. Like yeah, that guy's okay, but he doesn't really do anything in the movie.
No, he's not really. He's just kill fodder.
Yeah, and also like the Asian guy, I think his name was like Barger.
Yeah, Barger.
Barger. Yeah.
Which
he's okay. He's cool. He
and
does
they
stuff
both
there.
have very silly like 3 names each.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm convinced they are straight up lifted from the short story.
Probably
Because
are.
it's like on the level of Charles Dexter Ward kind of stuff. These guys' names.
Yeah, they probably were straight up lifted from the story, but they were probably such minor characters that they were just able to be lifted, and nobody knew like what the hell they did in the original stories. Anyway.
You're adapting the story. You can lift characters. It's H.P. Lovecraft. It's public domain, right?
Exactly. They lifted them and they gave them completely different personalities, and no one was ever the wiser. You know.
It's not like H.P. Lovecraft's going to come back and like say, "Oh, you adapted my stuff wrong."
When I had the idea for Barger, he wasn't a Chinggis Chong. Instead, he was supposed to be a white man. How dare you yellow wash my character?
Yeah,
That's what he would say.
Accurate.
That's exactly what H.P. Lovecraft would say.
He'd so they go back.
He wouldn't eat rice in a bowl. How dare you?
So he's convinced that there is the cops are talking, by the way, at the crime scene. Like, hey, it was a monster who did this. Yeah, I know. What should we
How
do
you
about
like your
it?
noodles?
Don't tell anyone about the monster.
Also, how do you like your noodles?
So, Carter goes to talk to the Chancellor. The school
Yeah,
has
the High Chancellor.
the school goes to talk to freaking
Miskatonic.
go to talk to Palpatine, played by the great David Warner,
The Counselor of Arkham.
and he says that he's the League of Shadows.
Grand Wizard Waka.
Waka might be likable if he was played by David Warner, frankly.
Hey, I heard you're harboring Al Bhed.
All dead.
Hey, you know, all those Al Bhed, they should be Al dead. You know that, huh?
So he talks to him. Is like, hey, there's a monster in the house. It's like, kid, this is Arkham. Yeah, they're monsters.
This is not the classic animated movie Monster House.
We know there are monsters. We don't talk about the monsters. We don't talk to the monsters. Just leave the monsters alone. Pretend they're not there. All right?
He's like, I know I'm the one hiding under your bed. Fangs really sharp and eyes glowing red.
I am the one that crawls in your closet.
Uh-huh.
And that's David Warner out of the movie now. One scene, he never comes back.
Yeah, exactly. And also he tells Randolph Carter, he's like, you better not be spreading all these rumors to everybody, trying to hush up everything, you know. And he's like, but sir, and he's like, I don't want to hear it. He's like, you leave those things alone.
So he goes to the cafeteria.
You're a fool, Carter. He tells him.
You're a loose cannon.
I'm taking your hand over your Necronomicon and talisman.
So instead of handing over the Necronomicon to David Warner, he instead shows it to John Rhys Davies.
Yeah, he's like, hey, check out this fucking book. It's fucking rad, isn't it? It's like, oh yeah, this is an awesome book. It's written by Abdul
Al-Hazada.
Well, Al-Hazard.
Do you realize what this is? This is the Necronomicon. If you find a knife with the killer's fingerprints on it, you have the wrong murder weapon.
That's actually pretty accurate. That's for sure. They were even the coroner even at the cemetery saying like, yeah, this shit's really fucked up.
He
like,
plays
there's no way
Professor
that, like,
Warren.
a man would do this. Like a dog more likely did this shit.
So they're talking about the Legends of Arkham. Professor Warren doesn't really know anything. So they get the crew together every time. By the way, every time boring guy Howard closes his eyes, he sees that town.
Yeah,
Silent
and a
Hill.
jump scare. Yeah, and a big beastie jump scare.
Because in his restless dreams, he sees that town. Silent Hill.
The water that covers this place must be very deep, but even then, I will not drink it.
Yeah, this is. I'm assuming these are in the same universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Arkham has enough problems with these freaking Unameable monsters and Herbert West doing his zombie experiments.
The animator
now
shit,
they have evil water.
Evil water. The Unameable threat. Evil water.
So they bring Carter basically bullies
Merrick, blood ocean.
Carter bullies Howard into joining their little expedition. They go beneath the cemetery. Mm-hmm. They find out that they state again that the Unameable's name is Elida, which in Greek means winged woman, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I'm not exactly the best at Greek, but I'll ballpark it and say
the ghost of Mr. Winthrop appears to Howard.
Yes, he shows up as like a force ghost.
As like you have to kill. Hey, just so you know, yeah, she's a demon, but she's also my daughter. It's why I couldn't kill her. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like I can't fucking kill her. It's my daughter. Like I can't do that to her. It's like I'm way weaker in death. Like so, my power over here is limited. So I'm just gonna tell you that stuff. It's like yeah, the beast is my daughter.
Please kill her. Now.
Like
with fire. Use
exactly.
fire.
Please kill her. Kill her with fire. Also, I'll never show up ever again.
Nope.
And he just pieces.
So. They go
much like the other actor there.
They find like crypt catacomb tunnels under the graveyard,
which Randolph was talking about before.
Carter and Warren go into them, and after going through the tunnels for several hours and digging and not finding anything, Warren stands up and says, "We're digging in the wrong place."
He's kind of right, actually.
But no, they find this gate covered in Relayan runes.
It's like a big tablet with like a bunch of fucking glyphs all over it.
And they're
this
like,
makes hey, this isn't Arabic and it's not Greek. It's like, no, this is the language of Cthulhu. This is the language of Old Relay.
It's like, this is the language of Relay. It's like, that's not how that's said. The language of Cthulhu. No, Cthulhu.
Technically, you can't pronounce anything.
I know.
Cthulhu. Properly.
And then they find
all we can do as humans is ballpark it, man.
They find Elida tied up by trees, which I guess bears out the ending of the last movie where she was attacked by tree spirits.
Well, they do mention like, oh yeah, she was bound by tree magic, and my brain immediately just goes to fucking Naruto and tree jutsu.
So they try to pull the tree branch, but it doesn't work. So instead of getting a knife or an axe or something,
Randolph Carter starts doing jutsu exercises with his hands,
and Warren's like, we could use your hands, or we could use my axe."
No, he starts doing the jutsus also, and he just goes like, "Rasengan!"
But he reads from the Necronomicon. Don't ever read from the Necronomicon, but he reads from the Necronomicon.
Hey, it works though. He does it good.
And I gotta say, the delightful, smooth, succulent voice of John Rhys Davies reading the words of the Necronomicon just. It's like there's a Stephen King short story I listened to. It's called Hobbs End, and it's read. That one's good. It's read by Tim Curry, and hearing Tim Curry speak Relayan, it's also fantastic.
It's pretty badass. I can imagine that being really cool.
They cast the spell.
I are Cthulhu Fatagan.
Ia Cthulhu Fatang. Ia Yog-Sothoth. All that fun stuff.
I would love to hear John Rhys Davies scream Russian God.
But they also we name dropped Dunwich.
Yep.
Which is the whole thing with Whately, the Dunwich Horror. Very good story.
Well, I mean, this is taking place in Arkham and Miskatonic and everything.
Yeah, so they're all connected.
all that stuff's gonna get name dropped, dude. Literally anything Lovecraft that you could probably think of.
It could have been weird. They could have name dropped the weird experiments.
Cthulhu, Yog-Sothoth, all that shit's name
They could have name dropped Herbert Weston's bizarre experiments.
Oh yeah, for sure. He could have been like. He might even actually be in the movie, like his name written somewhere.
Like how the Punisher is in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Like you just have Tom Jane walk by.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Or have a fucking paper that's like, or like a blackboard with fucking Herbert West's name written on it somewhere.
Herbert West expelled for bad experiments.
Yeah, exactly. Or like anatomy lessons with Herbert West Monday at 12 or whatever.
So they cast the spell, and then Elida turns into a woman, a normal human woman.
Uh-huh.
And she essentially staples herself to Randolph Carter.
Oh yeah, for sure. She's like imprinted on him from that moment.
We have cast the demon out, and let's talk about the demon being made of molecules. I guess I don't know. Whenever you're trying to
here's this being of chaos. It's just a giant magical ball of protoplasm.
Like whenever you try to explain the supernatural with science, it just sounds really stupid. Cough, cough. Metachlorians. Cough, cough.
Honestly, I just find it hilarious anytime someone goes like, yeah, there's this beast that's just pure chaos. I just imagine it like just being like, okay, yeah, it wouldn't be able to like manifest as anything humanoid. It would just be like a fucking magical like ball of vapor that's able to fucking telekinetically communicate. Like it wouldn't be able to manifest as anything. It would just be a fucking ball of gas or protoplasm or fucking liquid. Like it wouldn't be able to manifest as anything nearly resembling human anatomy. Even though this fucking thing is apparently able to like merge with other beings
somehow
in terms of like form.
So they take Elida out of the crypt, and then John Rhys Davies stays behind to investigate the Relaya portal.
Right.
And then the Unameable is still around, but she has bat
wings.
John
Rhys Davies mentions that, like, oh, god damn it, I wish we could have gotten a picture of it. And he's like, it's like, really, John? Like, really? You wanna get a picture of the fucking thing that's gonna rip your goddamn head out?
But like, the Unameable comes back, and she has wings now.
Well, because, winged woman and all that.
And her face kind of looks a lot like the Cowardly Lion.
Honestly, I like with the look stuff of her a lot better without
it looks more
like being attached to Elida.
Like the thing is though, with the kind of cat dog nose going on there, and around the mouth. Just look at her and just hear, "Oh, pull 'em up, pull 'em up."
Honestly, I just think she shouldn't have been shown all that much in general. Like they
that's the thing with Lovecraftian horror. It's unimaginable demonic stuff. You can't. It's unimaginable cosmic horror. This is just a gargoyle.
It works as a book. It's why it works as a book and not as a movie.
Or if you want to adapt it, do rats in the walls or
something a bit more vague.
I'm surprised how well Colors Out of Space did it, but surprisingly.
Honestly. Well, no, but that works also because it's not a specific thing. It's not something that you could just point at and be like, that's the color.
But as soon as you try to show Yog-Sothoth on screen, for example, you've already failed.
Yeah, exactly. You can't fucking do that shit. The closest thing that they had to that was at the Mountains of Madness, or
Shoggoth.
No, in the Mouth of Madness rather, and fucking the game Dark Corners of the Earth.
But that didn't show Yog-Sothoth.
It had like elder gods.
I mean, it showed Dagon, and you killed Dagon, but Dagon's probably the most takeable of them.
That is the closest you can get is fucking Dagon.
Because it's just Godzilla. Dagon's just like a
you know what Godzilla looks like? Yeah, well, there's Godzilla.
So they head back. Elida refuses to wear clothes.
Because she lived from 300 years ago.
And
apparently that means she's just a nudist.
Well, she wears that one nightgown that looks kind of like an ancient dress. It's weird.
But when Barger's girlfriend, Mary, I think it's his girlfriend, right?
Yeah. But they get her back and they get clothes on her. But while this is going on...
She strips in front of Elida, and Elida goes, "Oh, okay, so you took that off. I guess I'll wear that then."
So the Unameable kills John Rhys Davies and some cops.
Yep.
It can fly now.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually, I gotta say, this is a better movie than the last one. Like than the first Unameable. It's a better movie.
That I will admit. It is a
Is it because it's a better movie, or is it because we've seen so many worse movies since then that we've just gotten used to it? No idea.
Yes.
Yeah,
the answer is yes, Mary.
Yeah, you're right. The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
So they're talking about this demon thing, and Elida's falling for Carter.
Mm-hmm.
And play for time till the demon shows up and starts killing people.
Honestly, guys, like, a lot of this movie is just like, hey, we learned a little thing about the monster here. Let's talk for 15 minutes.
It's drawn to...
A kill happens, usually on a cop. Let's learn another thing about the monster.
It's drawn to Elida.
More conversation with Elida and everything. Another cop dies.
It's drawn to Elida, and it wants to kill her so it wants to merge with her again, or they'll both die.
Yeah, and it's like...
Perfect!
Drawn to her apparently by scent.
It shall be. Yeah, by scent.
Yeah. By scent.
So there's it kills everyone except for Elida, and its kills aren't interesting. It just kind of does things.
Like I said, it just literally, like, somebody will die, usually off screen, actually. That's the type of thing that's, like, I want to kind of compare to even, like, Friday the 13th, because we just watched, like that one not too long ago.
Yeah, that was last week.
Yeah, exactly. That's, like... Friday the 13th was like, okay, let's show every single kill, you know? Pretty much every single kill.
Because they know that's what you're there for, right?
Exactly, that's what you're watching for. This one, it's like completely ambiguous kills. Almost none of them are ever shown on screen, you know? And probably what I would imagine is one of the best ones doesn't get shown either. And it's the cop girl later.
Yeah, the cops show up, they all get killed, they shoot the Unameable, it doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's much less
They're in the library at this point, I think.
And there's a big whole chase to the library, and I do have to say, in terms of, like, ramping up, I remember the Unameable in the first movie being super takeable. It is no longer super takeable.
Okay.
It is now very, very hard to kill.
Yeah, it just fucking steamrolls everybody, pretty much. One of the best lines, actually, was Jack, the guy with the long hair.
Yeah.
He's just, like, sitting around, and Mary's like, so what the hell's going on with that? Like, so what's going on over there? And Jack's like, nothing. he just kind of shrugs. And then Mary's like, so like, it's like, you're not gonna go with them or anything? It's like, yeah, it's like, apparently, like, she was born, like, 300 years ago or whatever. It's like, and you're just gonna sit around? It's like, well, I'm gonna go with them, you know? And then she comes back in to, like, try to get Jack to come along with her, and the fucking Unameable just, like, rips his shit apart.
Rips both of them apart.
Yeah, exactly. And then rips her apart. It eats him, and then it's going to eat her. Oh my god.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, the shootout in the library.
It doesn't work. It kills all of them.
Yeah,
and then it
like almost exclusively is on a cop diet. You know,
it shoots lightning out of its wings at Elida and tries to merge with her. But then they kill it.
That I found was weird.
But then they kill it somehow, and then Elida ages into a skeleton, and then the movie's over.
Yeah. Randolph fucking tackles the goddamn monster when it's trying to fuse with Elida, and he's like, no, and like jumps over to it, and then when it's like separated and like trying to fucking grab Elida again with the electric, the fucking like Sith lightning there, he fucking grabs a wooden chair, just a fucking random wooden chair, throws it at the monster. Lightning. Yeah, he repels the lightning, and it turns into the fucking chair.
Yep. And
it fuses with the fucking chair.
And then it dies, and Elida dies, and then...
Technically it's not dead, bro. It's just fused with the chair.
And then the movie's just kind of done now. It has nowhere else to go. It reached critical dumb.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're supposed to care so deeply about this romance between Elida and Randolph Carter, but I can't
name they have some, like, cute little words. Well, no, it's not even really cute. It's just like...
there's a cute scene where...
She is me and I am she, or whatever.
But there's kind of a cute scene where it's revealed that she can barely speak English, but hey, you know what? She can speak Relayan, I guess.
Yeah. About that.
But the thing is, it's not really this like relationship I can be sad that it can never happen, because these are two characters who don't have personalities.
Well, they like make out with each other a little bit. It's kind of cute, you know. Not, then they have that.
There's
like
not
little
enough
moments of like, no, me stay, Carter. Like
you go, I go, you stay, no following.
That's kind of how it felt sometimes, actually, was like the Iron Giant.
Superman.
I didn't think a Cthulhu movie would remind me of Iron Giant.
You should have.
Can I just like say, there's like 3 things I just want to get out there.
Yeah,
okay?
Get them out, then we'll call it.
Yeah, exactly, because like there's nothing else, honestly. Like, okay, aside from, like, the fact that the chair is burning at the end. They're literally burning the fucking Cthulhu chair.
I'll give my thoughts simply. It's better than the first one, but still not a good movie.
Yeah, it's pretty... It's still a great film.
Great creature design.
It's a good film. It's a good film. It's got good creature design. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's nice looking and everything. They have some decent dialogue moments and everything. There's some good actors in it. But on the whole, like, it gets fucking long in the tooth and
it's almost 2 hours, this movie.
Exactly. It's like fucking... I watched this in an hour-long sit, and the hour was like fucking... It was pretty... Like, the first hour is pretty fucking long, and then the last, like, 45 minutes to, like, an hour are, like, fucking even longer. Like, they just feel like fucking they drag on forever. It's like shit. So, okay, yeah, the little things I just want to overview, okay? One of them is when they go inside of the library, fucking Elida's just, like, looking around, and, like, she just, like, it's like, oh, here's all of the stacks and everything, and it's like, here's a bunch of the books, and she's like, books.
Also, I think she thinks John Rhys Davies is her father.
Well, like, he's able to do sort of magic stuff, and her dad was able to do magic stuff, and she even, like, has the moment of, like, father do magic, Carter do magic, father Carter do magic.
It's interesting that this woman spends almost the entire movie naked, yet there are no scenes of nudity, and it is not played for sex appeal. That's actually impressive.
Somewhat.
She has
I'll say somewhat, because there is like a couple of little moments you get to see like a nip slip.
But she doesn't, like, she has very long hair, a la Renaissance painting of she looks like a Renaissance painting of Eve.
No, exactly. It's just cool. It's not played for titillation. It's just played for, like,
because why would she have clothes? She was a demon for 300 years. Why would...
Right, which is why it makes sense, you know?
It's
but it's like, she is still very attractive and everything, which is why, like, fucking Barger and a bunch of other people are like, you sly dog.
But it's not
quite... Getting it on with this one, ain't you?
It's not, like, overtly sexualized. It's like, It's
No,
like the
that's why I'm
the
saying it's not planned for
T800.
titillation.
It's like the T800 and Kyle Reese in Terminator 1. They're just naked because clothes can't go through the time portal.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good way
Can
of
we
life.
just stop and question Terminator why the frickin' robots would build a time machine that robots can't use?
Well, I mean, they can.
No, but
they have to be wearing human skin.
But why would the robots make a time machine that robots can't go through?
I thought the whole thing was humans made the time machine that they can try to stop the robots.
No, the
and
humans
then the robots
stole
use
the humans stole the time machine from the robots.
Okay.
Because why would the
exactly.
Resistance
I thought it was the other way around, where it's
why
like
would
the
the
humans created
Resistance-
the time machines
But why would the
so that they can go back in
fighters-
time and try to stop the robots.
But why are the Resistance
But the robots
fighters
are using it.
who live in the sewers using TVs as bonfires know how or be able to build a time machine?
Because they have to. Like, it's their only other solution to the war.
No, they'd won. They had won by the time that Skynet sent the T-800 back to kill the Sarah Connor.
okay.
I think it's Terminator. Like, I love both Terminator films, but trying to comprehend the plot is kind of gonna break your brain.
Well, I'm trying to remember the plot. It's been a while since I've seen a Terminator movie. The last one I watched was fucking Dark Fate, and I
that
barely
doesn't
remember shit
exist.
from that.
That movie never happened. There's only 2 movies.
Yeah, I barely remember anything about that one because it was that fucking bad.
Because it didn't exist. There's only 2 movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Any other thoughts about the statement of
John
Randolph
Connor
Carter?
being a... Yeah, a couple of little things. One of them was, I wanted to mention, the female cop dying. It's like her fucking shooting at the fucking beast in the library, and she just sees it, she just locks eyes on it, and she's like, the thing fucking sees her and fucking shrieks at her, and she's like, oh great, it's a bitch.
Yeah.
I love that line. That line delivery was beautiful. Also, that character in general, she's got attitude. I like her. It's a shame she had to die because she's a cop.
Yeah, so that's another H.P. Lovecraft movie out of the way.
Oh, one more thing. Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
One more. So when Carter translates all of the notes with Elijah and gets all of the pronunciations right and everything, it's yeah, okay, we're gonna, I'm gonna say them and then you say them back to me and everything, you correct me. She's like, yeah, okay, cool. They get them all translated and everything, it's all done. They have a little kiss and everything. They're like, oh, they're fantastic, I love you too, and then the monster fucking barges in and they're like, okay, we have to fucking say all these magic words and let's do it, and they're going fucking Ia Cthulhu Dagon blah 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 Aya Kadub Bugshug whatever fucking Yogg-Sothoth, and it doesn't react.
Klaatu
Verata, exactly. Klaatu Verata, and it does nothing. And it does nothing to
he
this
says
monster.
Klaatu Verata.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Klaatu Verata Baha. And it is completely unfazed. What is Carter's first inclination to his first reaction to this monster coming at him? Throws the fucking notes at it and jumps away.
Well, if the notes aren't useful anymore, may as well make them a makeshift ranged weapon.
It's not a gun.
Roll for initiative.
It doesn't even have nearly the density that he probably thought it would. But the fact that he still tries to whip it at its face.
My favorite is
hilarious.
When he's showing John Rhys Davies the Necronomicon. It's like, what should we do with it? Oh, it should be kept somewhere where scholars can study it. I'm just over here or we could burn it. No? Okay.
It's always an option.
You don't want we must keep it out of the wrong hands. Yeah. Burn it. No good may come of the Necronomicon.
Also, I think Carter's running away in the library and he's pouring the ether or whatever to throw off the scent of the monster, and then he just whips it at the monster's face and cracks the bottle over its fucking head.
Needless to say, this angers the monster.
It's angry. Throws its hands up and runs away. You wanna give this a rating? Because yeah, I'm pretty much done with it now.
Yeah, no.
No?
It's better than the last one. That's all I can. But it's better than the last one. That's still not good. It doesn't deserve a comedic rating.
So it's a no out of 10.
Yeah, it's a nope. No, it's a meh.
Okay. It's a meh out of 10.
We said meh.
Fair enough. So then, I'll give it Barger puking all over the dead bodies, while the cops are talking about how a fucking knife gets inserted and is really hard to pull out after you stab someone with it.
But this thing just ripped his hand right out without. I don't know.
No, but that's why he's like.
I'd much rather watch whatever was happening
in. A knife is really hard.
Much rather watch what was happening in Dunwich that they made reference to.
Yeah, honestly, like this movie's not great, but like, fucking the director should have been fused with his own chair at this point. He probably was actually, which is why this movie sucked so bad.
It's directed by the director's chair.
Yeah, exactly. They went in to like interview the director, and they were like, so we came to see him. It's like, he's right over there. They just point to the empty chair.
That's his chair?
Interviewed
no, he is the chair.
No, it's like, no, that's him. It's like he's right over there.
So next week we have a long tradition of Italian rip-offs of better things. With a
the great old tradition.
With what seems to be a Nightmare on Elm Street ripoff.
Yeah, fantastic. Way to go, Italy. You're really proving our people very well.
Yes, you are an insult to our nation.
You're making our people proud.
Well, I've been Merrick.
And I'm telling you folks right now, okay?
Snap into a Slim Jim?
Wooden chair around. No, keep a wooden chair around, because that's the only thing that's going to save you from a great old being that's made of fucking magical protoplasm. Okay, bye, guys!
See you next week.
Peace.